Roger, you said stand over here.
My voice is good.
All right, everybody. It's high noon. Welcome to lunch and Marketing. How's everyone doing today? Good. All right, great. So we got a good crowd here today to talk about. Oh. You're in the middle of the camera.
Oh, sorry.
We have a lot of people watching around the globe. Watching your back is very nice.
I think she knows that.
Okay.
Our Afghan contingent.
Right. Iceland.
No, that's right, Iceland.
It's got to be bigger than C-SPAN, right?
Yeah. So welcome. So my name is Derek Marabon from Magenics Digital Marketing. I'm up here with Stacy Collett from Delaware Printing. And this is LA2M. We're a 501c3 marketing education group. And is there anyone here for your very first LA2M program? Okay, welcome, sir. Welcome. How'd you guys hear about it? How'd you hear about it? Co-worker. Okay, great. So we are here almost every Wednesday, right? The majority of Wednesdays we're here. So if you don't have anything to do on Wednesday, come here. If you can't make it, you can watch it on live stream at la2m.org/live. You can watch it live. Roger Rayle records it and live streams it, which is really cool. LA2M is a 501c3, so we are a educational nonprofit group, which is great. It's free to be here. If you want lunch, it's $10. Pay directly to Conor O'Neill's. And we just pass the hat to cover expenses. So if you want to kick in $3, $5, $1, we pass the hat. That's how we fund ourselves. So Stacy is our treasurer. She'll pass that. Some thoughts. Okay, LA2M holiday parties next week. Yay! Yes, and I think some of you already got your tickets. If you didn't get your tickets yet, there's an Eventbrite for it, and you can get tickets. It is $20, but it's a really nice deal. So there's Carolyn puts on a great spread, kind of like heavy appetizers and desserts, and it's really kind of fun and festive. If you have some teammates or coworkers, bring them out, because it's a fun event to bring people, and it's just a fun end-of-year celebration for LA2M. So please come to that event. That also kind of helps support us through the year. So if there's, I think there's like $5 of profit in there, and then that goes to LA2M. They'll fund us. Our sponsors. Okay, every week LA2M has sponsors, and this month's sponsor is Create My Tea. You probably see these really cool Sure Happens things. So these guys sponsored us this month. It's $250 to sponsor, which is really cool because you get to flyer the events, which is nice. I'm going to give the owner a moment to say something, but you also get our email newsletter goes out to around 1,800 plus people in Southeast Michigan, so it's really nice promotion there. And I think we have sponsors booked for January and February, right? Okay, great. So I'm going to let our sponsor this month, the founder of Create My Tea, say a few words.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know exactly what we do, we're a local e-commerce company that specializes in custom designed t-shirts and apparel. That's both screen printing and embroidery. We don't have any retail stores, so everything's done online. And our strong focus is on quick turnarounds, professional design, and customer care. So you guys each got the Sure Happens flyers. I pass those to you on the tables, and I also have plenty of business cards for everybody interested. So, thank you.
Thanks for being a sponsor. Let's give him a hand. Thanks for being a sponsor. I mean, as you guys know, LA2M is all volunteer organization. So sponsorships and then the passing of the hat really helps us have this marketing programs for you, which I think are pretty good programs. Oh, t-shirt. Okay, we also have t-shirts, which we give to our speakers. So Keith, you're going to get a t-shirt. All right, you don't have to wear it today, but you can wear it on one of your road races. And let's see, so then we're going to be off for Christmas week, right? And then we come back in January 2nd, we have a program?
Yes, we do.
January 2nd, do you want to tell what that is?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mary. I'm with LA2M. Our January 2nd program is actually really exciting. It's Charlie Wahlberg and Terry Bean, and they're going to give their goal presentation, which is really a focused presentation on helping you make 2013 your best year ever. Goal setting at its best. You're really going to benefit from this program. It's more than just generalizations. It's bring your to-do list and be ready to get focused on what you want to accomplish in 2013. It's a special event, so it's $20 at the door, and so, so because there's such intensely great speakers, I think you will genuinely get your money's worth. So, I hope you're all able to attend.
Yeah, they do that every year. Has anyone been to those? The goal setting with Terry and Charlie? Okay. Yeah, it usually sells out. So this is the one they're doing in Ann Arbor. It's $20 at the door. Bring a friend. If you're looking to set your goals for the year, that's a great day to do it. It's a good focused effort during that program. So come on out, that's January 2nd. All right, so without further ado, I'm about to introduce our speaker. He's going to talk for a while, and then there may be some time for Q&A. And then at 12:45, we do introductions. So you will get a chance to introduce yourself and say what you do if you're looking for something. Maybe you're looking for a job, maybe you're looking for new employees, maybe you're looking for, I don't know, something. So, but Keith has been a regular LA2M attendee for a while. Keith, I think he started the Mobile Mondays, right? The mobile marketing group. And he's been big in the mobile space for a while. He works with Arbormoon as a developer. He runs lots of like crazy road races. And he's got a really cute daughter, right? Two dogs, yeah, that's right, 2 dogs.
2 cats and a dog?
Yeah, cats and a dog, my goodness. So anyways, Keith is going to talk about marketing with mobile, and let's give him a big round of applause to welcome him.
Thank you. So I guess in that meeting on goals with Terry and Charlie, one of them should be go mobile next year if you haven't already. I'll let them know I said that. So I'm Keith Bourne. I'm a mobile strategist for Arbormoon. What that means is basically a lot of companies they'll say, okay, we want to do something with mobile, and they'll go and have somebody develop it. But that can be a waste of resources. A lot of issues. It's just not a very strategic approach. So what I do is I come in the front end, help them figure out what their strategy really should be, how they can optimize what the resources they're putting in mobile in the most efficient manner, and then come up with a roadmap that will help them before they go to development, and then we take it into development and basically try to do it right from the beginning so that everything's optimized as much as possible. My background is in marketing. I've done a lot of different marketing things over the years. So I'm basically a jack of all trades type of person. I've got a taste of a lot of different places, things you can do with marketing. And I can say definitely for me, without a doubt, that mobile is by far the most exciting thing in marketing. And I think it will be for some time to come. As a marketing person, obviously, you're probably pretty passionate about targeting a market, tailoring things for that market. You can do that really well with mobile. It's one of the most advanced ways to target people. There's some incredible interactivity that you can have with mobile. And you can access some really great toys compared to other marketing channels. We got the best technology in mobile. Internet was cool for a while. Computers are cool, but with mobile, you've got GPS, you've got accelerometers, you've got all kinds of great stuff. It follows you around wherever your user is. It's just a really great use of technology. So if you're a mobile marketing geek like myself, then it's a great thing. And then of course, these days it's ripe with innovation, and there's a lot of energy and excitement around mobile. But that's not really why I think mobile is great. I think mobile is just great because it's really sort of the ultimate marketing channel. It's tailored, unique experiences for the end user, something you just couldn't really do with any of the other marketing channels that are out there. I think it's from a marketing passion for marketing standpoint, that's really where it's at for me. I guess in the last 3 years, it's been presentations on mobile. I don't think I've ever been to a presentation where somebody didn't ask this question. So I don't want to break with tradition here. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it. How many people in the audience have a smartphone and/or a tablet? Yep, see, there you go. So that's a typical answer, and I think the point of the question, obviously, is that it's here. It's not a tomorrow technology. It's a now technology. If you're not doing mobile, you really want to start thinking about it now. Obviously, if you don't have one, even if you're not doing mobile, but you're in marketing, I really suggest that you get a smartphone, so you at least have an idea of the experience of using one. Of course, if you throw in tablets, it's pretty widespread. It's the best chart ever, right? It has no numbers, just an up arrow. That's my favorite type of chart. So just to clarify in this presentation, there's a lot of different things we talk about that are marketing and mobile related. There's like SMS, text marketing, and sort of traditional mobile marketing that people talk about. They're talking about SMS marketing. This is sort of prior to smartphones. This is the established marketing. There's QR codes and other things like that. So we're not talking about that today. There's also, I have a mobile app. How do I market that app? We're not going to talk about that either, although that can be a very interesting conversation. But what we're talking about is using mobile apps for marketing. This is native apps as opposed to mobile websites. So how do you market with apps? And your sort of the traditional consultant answer is always it depends, right? And actually, I think with mobile, it's really sort of the ultimate it depends, because it's really among all the different marketing channels that are available. It's probably the most, what you want to create at least is the most unique to the company that's creating it compared to any other channel, really. And it really should be. And while it's kind of funny to say it depends, it's a typical consultant response, but I actually think that's what the value is of mobile, because it can be so unique to the company. It can really tie your brand to the mobile app in a way that other channels can't deliver. So what do you do when you're doing this? One of the things that I say, just stay away from the concept of a brochureware app. I think it's a waste of resources and time and money. This is basically where you just have an app that essentially is a brochure for your company. A lot of people did that with their websites, which is good to have, I guess, a web presence where it's essentially brochureware. It's better than nothing. But with mobile apps, I don't think it's quite that important, and I definitely would advise against that. When you're creating an app, you really want to think of an app as essentially, you want to think through the user experience, and the user experience should be very simple and straightforward. Essentially, you have an icon on the mobile interface, you tap on that icon, and then it delivers functionality that delivers value quickly and easily, and that's it. Obviously there's a lot of apps out there that deliver a whole lot of functionality, and typically those are apps that are, those apps are the company, like that's the service they provide, is that app software. We're not talking about that. We're talking about marketing with a mobile app. And in this sense, I really recommend to keep it very simple. I'll give you some examples of companies that have done a good job with this. But I think that's something that's missed a lot when people are building apps. We see a lot of apps coming out that basically people are trying to throw everything into the app, and it basically creates a lot of confusion. It doesn't deliver the brand, a great brand experience for the user, and you end up basically wasting a lot of money and time. You spend more money than you needed to, and it actually decreases the experience that you're trying to create for the end user. I like to think of three categories usually when we're talking about this. I'm sure there's others, but most of them fall into these categories. I know there's four up there, I'll get to that. But the service and support concept. So this is basically an app where I have a service and I'm going to create an app that essentially provides support for that service. And I've got some good examples of that I'll go over. The branding experience, there's some really cool stuff. I think as a marketing person, this is a place where you can get really enthusiastic about creating a mobile app. But the idea here is that it might not actually be something that is directly related to the service or product that you sell, but it's actually something that creates positive association. And I've got some really good examples of that that I'll go over in a minute here. And then there's the concept of just a true new service that you can actually sell. It's a mobile-oriented service, but it's related to what you do in whatever you do or a product that you sell. But you're actually going to make money. This is a new sales channel as well as a marketing channel. And even though that's not a direct marketing function, it does create brand awareness and things like that. And I guess one thing to note too here is that a lot of apps will do multiple categories here. It's kind of the categories we break them into. The last category, it's not really when you're building an app, but it's something that I always like to mention. It's COTS, which is commercial off-the-shelf software. And to me, this is basically a great entry point. This is sort of the entry level for a lot of, especially smaller companies that don't want to go out and spend tens of thousands of dollars on building their own app. This is a great way to get into mobile, see the power of mobile, and build, sort of grow your business through mobile without spending too much money at first. I'll start out with some good examples of that, and then get into the actual app building of mobile. So one of the local examples, and how many people have heard of Flock Tag? A few people in the crowd. I got somebody raising their hands like that. So Flock Tag is actually a local company. They've got a lot of restaurants in the area that are using Flock Tag. They also are down in Columbus and quite a few other cities now. They're growing very rapidly. From a consumer standpoint, it's a pretty straightforward concept. It's essentially like a mobile loyalty card. And with some sort of added benefits you get with mobile. But on the business end, so this is basically if you're a restaurant and you want to use Flock Tag, they deliver actually a lot of value in terms of sort of what they call, I think, collaborative marketing, where they're essentially bringing in additional customers that for your business through the loyalty programs that they offer. So this is again, even in the COTS world for mobile, it's very specific to the area that you're in. So this is one, if you have a restaurant, this is a great one for you, but it's specific to restaurants. And there's a lot, there's thousands of COTS mobile apps coming out every month. And so if you do, whatever you do, there's probably something that can help you get into mobile quickly that you can utilize. Another example is Catalog Spree, and they have a couple other big competitors. Google actually has a catalog group now called Google Catalog. And there's Coffee Table, I think, is another one, but Catalog Spree is a pretty dominant one. Well, basically, if you have a catalog company, if you sell anything, even if you don't have a catalog right now, you can put brochures in this as well. In fact, there's a lot of companies now that are using this that don't have catalogs, but this is almost like having a catalog without having to spend all the money on printing and stuff like that. But if you sell multiple items, this is a great way to get your products out there and sell them through through a catalog type of interface. But they basically collect catalogs together, and it's an app where you can go through and you can do a search, and it will help you search across all the different catalogs for whatever you're looking for. So it's very useful for the end user, but it's a way for somebody that has sort of a catalog-based service to get into mobile. So those are two big prime examples of COTS. So there's hundreds. So this is an example of the branding concept that I was talking about. So this is actually done in combination with a program that Wendy's was coming out there. Basically, they had a new line of healthy foods. They were trying to associate themselves with healthy living and healthy foods. And instead of just coming out with an app that essentially just showed you all the food that they had, which is basically the brochureware, they had this relatively simple concept. Basically, you enter a calorie range, you type in how many calories what's sort of your calorie limit. Most people on diets have a pretty good idea of what that is, and then it will tell you what foods you can eat at Wendy's that will fit within that calorie range. So something very simple, but then it kind of draws that brand association with healthy living and healthy eating. And can be very powerful for Wendy's, who is fast food. They typically don't have that association, so it's a way for them to differentiate from other competitors that they have. Another good example, and I really like this one. People don't get that excited about Clorox bleach or Clorox products, but this one is a really great way to get users thinking more about Clorox. So this one is basically anytime you have a stain. You basically just go to this app and it tells you how to get that stain out. It's got different versions. Basically, if you're on the road and you don't have access to stuff, do this stuff, for temporary, and when you get home, do this. So it kind of breaks it into different categories. But they keep it simple. Find a stain, figure out how to fix that stain. And of course, they're going to suggest Clorox products. You can use alternatives. But it's a useful app that associates their brand with getting stains out, and And this is a really great example of how you can create that brand association. It doesn't actually sell you anything. It doesn't actually provide sort of as much of a support service as it's sort of like some of the direct services that I'll show you. But it's this brand association that's creating. It does a really good job of that. So Mustang Customizer. If you're a Mustang fan and you're enthusiastic about Mustangs, you download this app and you can create different Mustangs. You add different different things onto the Mustang, and then you can actually, if you have friends that have Mustangs, or even if they don't, they can create Mustangs as well, and then you can actually race each other. And so this is a Ford app that they put together. And it really hits on for sort of Mustang enthusiasts. It's a great way to you can create your own car and see what other what it looks like with different brands and stuff like that. And I think it really hits that market well, from a mobile app standpoint. And they do a good job of not over promoting selling anything or anything like that. Merrell, Merrell shoes. This is a couple of years ago. They came out with. So this is this barefoot. Anybody here run with barefoot shoes? This is a. I know it's kind of an oxymoron there, barefoot shoes, but this has been a really big trend in running, and Merrell was jumping into this market. Their concept was basically a barefoot shoe is essentially like sort of a minimalist shoe. It doesn't have arch support. It's kind of like you're running barefoot, but you at least have enough of a shoe that it protects you from stepping on glass or something like that on the road. But the thing about it is, if you switch straight from running to barefoot shoes, you might have injuries because you don't want to just go cold turkey from one to the other. So the idea of the app is basically it creates a training program for you to transition to barefoot shoes. So they're not selling the shoes as much as just providing a valued service of telling you how to train. And actually, when this app came out, there really wasn't a lot of good information out there that was easy to find. And this, obviously, it's with your mobile device. You can bring it with you, and it makes the information very easy to access. So this is just another great way of creating that positive brand association with the concept that they're trying to associate themselves with, and brand that the shoe line that they had coming out. This one's a fun one. So Toys R Us, it's kind of like a catalog app, but they basically it's geared towards kids. So the kids go in and they do a lot of fun things like Jeffrey the giraffe is the mascot or the represents Toys R Us, but all the prompts, instead of being sort of a system thing like, hey, wait, please wait while this downloads, it's Jeffrey talking to you as he's saying, hey kids, I'm downloading some new cool toys for you or something along those lines, and he kind of helps you through the app, as a child. My daughter is she likes painting, she likes cupcakes, so she picked her icon to be a little cupcake, and she goes through and taps on the toys that she likes, and it puts a little cupcake stamp on it. And so the kids can kind of customize, their little thing, but they have they can go through there and look at it, and then there's I don't know if you can see it's a little dark, but there's a parents view part, and that brings up for the parents, you can go in and look to see what their kids are, and sit down with Santa and pick out what they're going to get for the child for Christmas or something along those lines. But it's a fun way to kind of do a catalog app without being just just a straight generic catalog app. But again, they're just creating that great brand association with kids and toys. I mean, there's definitely some things that I would criticize this app in particular. They have a lot of text-heavy stuff, and I imagine if the child's under 7 or 8, that would be problematic. They probably needed to do some more UX work on it, but the concept's pretty good there. This one I think is a really great example of what I'm talking about in terms of just keeping things really, really simple. And it's a great concept. Basically, if you see a color that you want to get paint for, or if you already have paint and you need to go back and get some more, you just take the picture. It tells you which paint to buy. which, I don't know if you guys, you buy paint, you get the little number and stuff like that. So it will tell you the Sherwin-Williams paint number that you need to get. And then also, of course, it lets you explore the other colors that they offer. But if you take a picture, then you can actually look at the other colors that go with that color. So if I took a picture of, say, like my sofa, and I'm looking for colors to take to paint the walls behind the sofa, this will help me do that. So again, I mean, it's as simple as you can imagine. They didn't try to kill it, go overboard and do all kinds of different things they could do with trying to sell their paint and find stores and all this different stuff. Well, I guess they didn't find stores, but they kept it really simple. And the interface is really simple, and that's I think it's a great example of the doing it just a real basic app. University of Michigan, right here in Ann Arbor, the way they promote and market their health system is, they want to be known as a premier healthcare system and attracting people from around the world. And so from that standpoint, they're trying to associate themselves with certain lines of healthcare that they want people to come and use them for. This particular app does a great job of associating them with skin cancer treatment. Basically, it doesn't do any diagnosis. It doesn't get into any issues that you might have in the healthcare world. But basically, what it does is you just take a picture of a lesion, and then you take a picture later on, and you can compare the two or show that comparison to your doctor. And it's a great way to help you keep track of something that you think might be problematic. And of course, again, it's creating that association with quality health care that they want to provide. This is a good one. Has anybody used the Disney Mobile Magic app? Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've used it. I've actually seen, they've been around for a while. They actually started off on feature phones back before really there were any smartphones. And they were doing this, I think, old Motorola phones, flip phones and stuff like that. A few years ago, I went to Disney. They only had it on some of the flip phones, and so I couldn't use it. Then a couple years ago, I went to Disney, and we had it on an iPhone, but not on Android. And now they have it on Android and iPhone. I'm actually going in January to Disney, so I'm excited to be able to use it. It was really useful. And I think it's a great example of this idea of providing a service support mobile app for something that you do, and kind of reinforces the service that you provide. You get ride wait times. You can make reservations at restaurants all over Disney. You get all the different maps, so you're not carrying a big map all around with you. I think they just recently added the ability to figure out where the characters are. So if you have kids and you're trying to chase down Snow White, there you go. It's a very useful app. It taps into all the different APIs that Disney has created with all their other systems. So there's a lot of infrastructure built up that this kind of pulls together for you. But I think it's one of the best examples of a company creating a service support app, as sort of a marketing tool. All right, so this one actually isn't a marketing app, but I think it really could have been. It's too late now because they're already selling it as just a William Shatner app. And so everybody knows William Shatner. He's a very dramatic actor. He's got these people make fun of William Shatner and talk like this and all that stuff. Well, this app actually lets you take a bunch of words, put it in there, and have him say it. It's got like 3 different options for each word, so you can make it more and more dramatic. It's kind of funny, but the idea here that I had for this is, he's been doing how many shows in the last few years? Most of them have bombed. But can you imagine if just one person thought, hey, let's get Shatner and we'll do a mobile app to promote the show and bring in some cool, Shatner, things. I mean, like really those shows, they were built on the Shatner brand. Obviously he's a big brand in entertainment. And it's something that they could have really utilized in the mobile space. And I think actually would go really well with even a couple of years ago, would have gone well with the market that appeals to Shatner. So I think of this as lost potential for a lot of the groups that have hired Shatner in the last few years. They probably could have done a Priceline app that had something to do with Shatner. Well, that's it. I'm going to end on this last app, which I think is funny, but also is actually pretty smart when you think about it. But there's actually an app out there that lets you follow all the stuff going on with Kwame Kilpatrick, and and all the stuff going on with his trial. I thought that was really funny at first, but then I started thinking, you know what? Obviously, this news channel knows that these guys, this is a really hot topic. They created the mobile app for it. And for what they're doing in their business, they know that's going to get a lot of attention. And it was a pretty smart way to get them out. I'm sure with these news channels, they're all kind of in competition with each other. They're looking for any little extra edge to get ahead of each other. And this is a great way for them to get ahead, of this one topic they put a lot of coverage on. So again, I think it's a great idea. I would never download it. I think it's kind of a joke, but it's pretty funny. We're even getting to the point now where specific news topics are now becoming mobile apps. But it's an interesting area that big groups are going into. So I have that's actually the link. It's a horrible link because it's got all these crazy letters in it. But I think they're going to provide the link to the presentation, right? I've sent it to them. So if you want to look at this presentation, it'll be online. But that's it. That's the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. So does anybody have any questions?
I do, Jeff.
About mobile apps, yeah.
Thanks, Keith. There's a lot of good information. Quick question for you on software off the shelf as opposed to a custom app. What do you think the percentage of functionality as far as someone just starting out to how much are they going to get in functionality as opposed to creating something from scratch?
I have to go back to my cup, but it depends, right? but I mean, so like the restaurant one, I think that you're hitting a point like a restaurant that probably measures their profit in low 6 digits or even less. To go out and spend $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 on an app doesn't make much sense. They're going to get a lot out of the Flock Tag app from a marketing standpoint that would cost them just a whole lot of money to do themselves. So from that standpoint, obviously, it's not as flexible as if they did their own app. They can't brand it as much, although it is relatively brandable, in that particular field. But a tough thing with answering the question is that it really does depend on each industry. Some industries there's just there's more you can get out of it than others. But in general, I think at an entry point, if you just want to get a taste for what mobile can do for you, but not spend that much money on an app for your own company, I think you're going to be pretty happy with what you get out of the commercial off-the-shelf software.
Hey, so I was wondering if you have seen or predict any traction with mobile apps that maybe aren't on the smartphone or tablet. Now that they're on mobile devices, like there's a camera that's a web browser, or even smart TVs can now have apps. Do you see that going anywhere now or predict in the future?
Are you talking about with mobile websites or?
Oh, even apps specifically. Like smart TVs now, you can have like App Store, and it seems like in the future maybe more devices will have the ability to have an app. Some of them I don't know which ones off the top of my head. It seems like they already do.
Right. So the only market really right now where you can just submit an app is the Google market, I believe, unless something's come out since last I checked. Apple doesn't have anything in Apple TV yet. You basically have to be a big company to get an app into their apps that they provide, as well as all this other smart TVs. There's like a handful of apps like Netflix and Pandora and stuff like that. And they're basically heavyweights that have got their app that muscle their way in or what have you. But Google's Google TV has not done well. I'm disappointed. I have one. It doesn't. I just watched Netflix on it, but it just hasn't gotten traction. I think it's been too complex for the for the TV manufacturers. There's a lot of barriers that have kept it down, so to speak. It seemed promising to me. I still feel like it's promising, but I think the results speak for themselves that it hasn't come along. I think if Apple TV gets into the mix, it will change things a lot, kind of like what they did with the iPhone. They might be able to pull that off with a TV in the next, the rumor on that side is that they're talking with a lot of the major content providers and the big broadcasters and things like that right now, and there's a lot of things going on right now in negotiations, and that we'll probably see something by early 2014 or something along those lines. But I think that will change that game.
I thought that Disney app was particularly interesting. Do you have any idea what percentage of the people that are on the Disney grounds at any time are using that?
I haven't seen any stats on that. No.
Yeah, and do they also have, they must have just crews of people that are keeping track of where all the figures are and all that stuff and entering it into some online system so that it can feed into the...
Yeah, they have something figured out, because you can go on their website, you can see where they are, you can, they have, like, the way Disney's done most of their stuff is they've got a lot of their information stuff and APIs and then other things like this app accesses, but they have their reservation systems all, sort of centralized, so to speak, their ride information. I want to say that you can even, they have a fast pass or some sort of pass system too, where you go up and you sign up for a ride, but then you can just walk away and come back and then go through the line really quickly. I believe they have that integrated with the app as well. But that's all systems that they established separately, not directly because of mobile, but they had been set up and then they connected mobile to it, which really took it to the next level. But I haven't seen any stats on usage or what have you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have smartphones.
Yeah. I'll tell you in January when I come back, I'm just going to follow people around.
Hi. I'm assuming that if these are marketing apps, they're free, and if so, how do you justify the cost to clients or talk about ROI?
Right. Well, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. So the only one that wasn't free up there was the Chateau one, but again, that was one that I think could have been a marketing concept, but they didn't do it that way. But yeah, these are all free apps. They're basically a marketing expense. The return, really when you're looking at these, you're looking at other companies that have done similar things, or like maybe in other industries or something like that. A lot of the stuff you're doing is new, and that's the trick. But you're basically looking to say, like companies that are getting in early are able to get a good return on what they're doing. But it's obviously it's not as direct of a comparison as you can say like with a website and SEO return and stuff like that. Like there's no established base for comparables. It's just that you can say that if I invest X in this as part of my marketing budget, that the sooner I get in, that the more return I'm going to get before the market gets saturated and stuff like that. So I think that's really what's driving people to do this. But people that are doing it, if they do it right, I think there's a big gap between people that are doing it right and people that aren't. But if you do it right, they're getting great returns on it.
One of the problems with asking a question is it exposes your ignorance. So I'm going to do that. If I understand how somebody might use the Disney app, you're going through Disney and that makes good sense, and how the people would then say, oh, there's this cool app. How do people in general know that this Wendy's thing is there? How do the multitudes find these apps so that you're actually getting some traction from your marketing?
Right, that is a great question. No ignorance whatsoever. I know that's a really good question actually. The thing that you see now early on, people could put an app out and it was kind of if you build it they will come kind of concept, but it's not true anymore. I would say that at the very least, whatever you spend on your app, you should at least budget the same amount for marketing that app. And then that gets into what I would say, like if I have an app, how to market that app, and there's a whole field basically dedicated towards marketing apps now, because it's there's putting it into the app store, and there's all things that you need to do that right, and optimizing the wording around it and things like that. And then there's also just in general integrating it with all the different other marketing channels that you're utilizing. But it's really a lot of these apps, like with the Wendy's thing, it was part of an integrated marketing campaign where they had all the different channels lined up, and then they basically figured out how to get them all sort of consistent in message and promoting each other. The beauty of mobile channel is that you can bring other channels, you can basically deliver them onto the mobile channel and then retain that viewer or user or what have you easier than in other channels. You put a print ad, you might try to get them to the website. Basically the website's maybe the second best way to sort of retain them and keep them, but if you go to the Wendy's website, you might not come back. But you might keep checking the Wendy's app every time before you go to Wendy's. So it's a great way to sort of engage that customer and keep them engaged on an ongoing basis, as opposed to just putting a print ad in a magazine and they see that ad, you get an impression, but then after that, it's up to something else to kind of keep them coming back. That's basically where you're basically trying to integrate it with everything else you're doing. So yeah, definitely don't feel like you're going to build the app and then it's just going to be this wondrous, magical thing where everybody shows up and downloads your app. You want to market it.
Next question? Right. Do you have one?
Keith, can you talk a little bit about scalability? I mean, I know with web design, many people have started out with very simple functionality and then build on that. Can you do the same thing with mobile apps?
Is it usability?
Yeah, I mean, scalability.
Scalability.
So, I mean, when we do a web design, you may start with 1 or 2 pages and then build on that. And a lot of people just want to start out slow. Can you do the same thing with mobile apps where you're starting very small with simple functionality, but then grow as users grow?
Right, and that's what that's what I suggest, is start off as simple as you can. I guess, so I'm hesitant to say to keep growing though. I think there's a point, again, this is talking about marketing, like doing brand association and things like, efforts like that. It's different than if you're building an app that actually provides a service and supports, customers and things like that. With that, you want to add, and obviously if you're adding services and products, you want to include those in your mobile app, anything that supports that. But if it's something like the Sherwin-Williams app, I think they're done. I mean, they might improve the interface and here and there. They might build another second app, but in terms of that app, it's really the perfect app, the perfect marketing app. It does what it's supposed, it does a simple thing well, and you leave it at that. And other than some sort of minor aesthetic improvements, I wouldn't mess with that app. And once they got to that point. But what you do find is when you start off, you'll find, especially if you're doing analytics on the app, you'll find that there's certain things that people aren't using, or there's things that people are using, and you have some ideas for how to improve that functionality. And that's, in the early stages of an app, you're definitely going to see, you want to do some continual improvement to get it right. So.
Great. Any more questions? Front.
Can you talk a little bit more about the analytical parts of the...
Sure. Yeah, analytics is really cool in mobile. So websites these days, there's actually a lot of things you can do with websites that I see a lot of people not doing. Basically some JavaScript in there to see what people are doing when they're actually taking actions on your website, like downloading a PDF or something along those lines. Mobile really takes it to the whole next level. Basically, anything that the user is doing in a mobile app, you can track. Almost anything. But it's not just, here's my audience. 40% of them were in Michigan and they're on iOS 5 and they have an app. They have an iPhone and then the other percentage is on Android and this and that. Like that's one level of analytics that you can get from this. But then there's a whole other level that you can really use, especially to drive development, which is just all the different functionalities you have in the app. And you can kind of test to see where what people are doing in the app and where they're using. And you have to be careful with interpreting it, just like any other analytics. You can draw the wrong conclusions based on the data that you're given. But if you're interpreting it correctly, it can really help to make the right decisions, save a lot of costs down the road in development that you would be doing needlessly and focusing on the things that you should be focusing on and things like that. It's really a great way to drive development.
All right, let's give Keith a round of applause. Great talk. I learned something, I'm sure everyone else did. So now we go around the room and introduce ourselves. And please give your first name to tell us briefly about your company, and we'll get all the way around the room in 15 minutes. We'll start up here. We do ask that you stand up so we can see you when you do it too. So Todd, you got to start us off.
My name is Todd Marshall. I work for a company called Trinity Holdings, parent company. They do own a lot of manufacturing and manufacturing type companies, support companies.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm a consultant, and I'm working with Todd and revamping some of these manufacturing websites and marketing plans.
Chris Skamansky, a partner in Design Hub Creative Services marketing firm in Ross. Did you get my email?
Yeah, emailed you back. Pretty poor guy here. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kevin Packard from Foresight Group, print solutions that deliver. We have offices in Ann Arbor and Lansing.
Hi, I'm Dave Cozell. I work with Keith at Arbormoon Software on the development side of building apps.
Hi, I'm Stacy from Dollarville, your local digital print shop. We do things fast, efficient, and cost-effective.
Hi, I'm Judy with the Betty Brigade. We do relocation, organizing, and event planning. We don't clean, that's the Maid Brigade. We're the Betty Brigade. And if you haven't tried the shepherd's pie here, it's amazing.
Hi, I'm Laura Spenceley with Soco, and Soco, Washington County, your 24-hour fire water mitigation specialist, and happy to sponsor LA2M in 2013.
I'm Bill Lockwood, Alpha Telsis Consulting. We sell really high-speed internet, and I have a really cool day. It's 12/12/12, and I made the biggest sale of my career today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Uziel. I work in web and mobile development. We help companies and individuals launch products and apps.
Hi, I'm Krisha Hapatica, and I am a freelance social media specialist, and I'm also a graduate student at Michigan State getting my master's in public relations.
Hi, I'm Catherine Jeske. I have 30 years of IT experience, and I'm looking at getting into mobile.
Hi, I'm Barry Marshall. I'm the marketing manager at Rainbow Rehabilitation Center. We provide rehab services for those with brain and spinal cord injuries.
I'm Ross Johnson with 3.7 Designs. We design beautiful, usable, and search engine-friendly websites.
Hi, Lindsay Dusek. I'm a graphic designer, web developer, web designer.
Hi, I'm Robert Baxtresser. I also work with Keith at Arbormoon. I'm just like Keith in role-wise, except for I'm less experienced and older. I don't do triathlons, but other than that, we're twins.
Again, Josh Bales, Creative Team.
Hi, I'm Dennis Kupinski, sales and marketing, and help out with a video in here.
I'm Roger Rayle. Yeah, I do the video here and several other places. In fact, I just sent out an invite to 3 dozen people I know that are into video. We're starting a video meetup group to discuss anything related to video. So if any of you are into video and want to be part of this group, just let me know here afterward.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm the content producer at Linux Digital Marketing, as well as the LA2M Live tweeter.
Hi, I'm new here. Steve Goodell from University of Michigan. You might have heard of it. Very interested in mobile apps. It's a great presentation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Kirchner with Ingenix Digital Marketing, and we're currently looking for interns for the winter and spring months. So if you know anybody who's maybe finishing college or right out of college looking for an internship, tell them to come to Ingenix. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jordan Beecham. I'm with Dexter Builders, and we do everything from simply installing, front doors all the way to the design and construction of entire houses. So, if anybody needs something built, go ahead and talk to me.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou with LA2M. Thanks everyone for coming out, and thanks to Keith for an amazing presentation. That was really great, very informative. Wanted to remind you about the LA2M holiday party next week. You can look for us on Eventbrite, or you can find it by going to the LA2M website, la2m.org, and clicking on the advanced tickets button, so that you can attend our party. We'd love to see you all there. It's going to be a great time. And don't forget about the presentation by Terry and Charlie on January 2nd. You're sure to benefit from that one as well. If you have any ideas for topics or speakers, please see me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that.
Hi, I'm Carter Sherman from Print Studios. I'm a commercial editorial portrait photographer. I shoot these meetings. Those images go up on the group's Facebook page.
Thanks, Carter. Well, did you guys hear that Hub Up at U of M with the social media director, huh? Crazy. So any social media experts might want to get your apps in. I don't know if they're looking at it. But, yeah, it's interesting. So I run a company called Ingenix Digital Marketing. My name is Derek, if you don't know me already. And I teach at MSU, so you master's PR student back there, you can take my class. It's called the New Media Driver's License. So a lot of PR students take it, advertising 420 for $492.
I actually tested out of it.
You tested out of it? I didn't know that was possible. We can make it harder.
Even the classes are advanced New Media Driver's License.
I don't think it was the content there. Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. All right, cool. All right, but anyways, yeah, come to the holiday party. Bring your friends. So we created a Facebook event. So even if you can't come, like share it or say you're coming or something like that on Facebook so your friends see it. And hopefully we'll get like a huge crowd here next week, which will be really fun. But anyways, Keith, I really enjoyed your talk. Let's give Keith one big round. Thank you. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks for coming out. Have a great week. Go make some money.
So in terms for whether it's